What's going on, my friends? I got a little tip for you guys today. So I want to talk to you a little further about priming or specific warm-ups for certain lifts. And this week, we're going to talk about priming for the bench press. Let's go. Now the thing about these priming sessions is that they're designed to be just real quick. You don't need to spend a whole lot of time on these. The objective here is really just to activate and prime the smaller stabilizing muscles that you probably neglect. You can also activate the larger muscle groups that would be doing the majority of the work in whichever movement you're getting yourself ready for. What this does is teaches the larger muscle groups, the smaller stabilizing muscles, and your central nervous system all to work in unison in a synchronized manner. Now when we're talking about the bench press, of course the pectorals, the deltoids, and the triceps do the majority of the work. They're called the prime movers, but we also have secondary muscles that need to be recruited throughout that movement. And what I'm talking about here are your rotator cuff muscles and your lats. Now, the more you can find and activate and use your lats throughout the bench press, the bigger bench you're gonna have. Same with your rotator cuff. If those aren't stable, you really have no business bench pressing heavy just yet. So here's a tip I learned from a friend of mine called Bob. He's a phenomenal power lifter. The guy benches incredible amounts of weight. He knows what's up. So if you take a light to medium band as part of your warm-up and create that torque that you should be creating in your bench press and get your grip just about as wide as you would in your bench, create the torque, create some tension this way, and then pull it into your chest while finding your back muscles and your rotator cuff muscles, right? You create decent tension. Look, I'm arching my back into this. I'm flaring my lats. I feel this in my rotator cuff, my deltoids, my lats, and everything's firing the way it should. And of course, you can never go wrong with some pull apart. So again, the same band. I'll bring my shoulder blades down and back, and I'm going to straight arm with my shoulder blades, pull that band until it touches my sternum, right? 15, 20 times. And then of course there's core to limb engagement, which honestly a lot of people just neglect too much. You see, the more you can brace throughout the midsection into your shoulder girdle or your hips, the stronger you're gonna get and the least likely you are to get injured. All right, so I'm gonna take a wide stance. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis towards the floor as if I was showing myself my own belt buckle, if I was wearing one, and I'm just gonna tap my shoulders with minimal hip movement here, right? Boom, tight, and my abs and obliques and shoulders are getting nicely primed there. And that's really about it. You really don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this. You've got work to do ahead of you. This is just a quick warm-up. It's also a great way to sneak in some corrective exercise to your clients if they have some shoulder issues, so you can pop in a shoulder corrective exercise so they get repetition there, or if they have hip issues or ankle foot stability issues, you can pop in those corrective exercises before they squat and deadlift too. Outside of that, of course, you don't want to get directly under the bar with your working weight on it. That's a great way to injure yourself. So what I typically recommend is getting under the bar only, no weight on it, and just training that pattern, right? Feeling the movement, connecting to it, feeling everything recruit, everything fire the way that it should. I'd do maybe 10, 12 reps there for a set or two, and then slap on some 25s or 45s, depending on how strong you are. And then you're just gonna incrementally work your way up to that first working set with maybe 3 or 4 total warm-up sets under the bar with incremental amounts of weight on it. All right, guys, give this a shot. Let me know what you find, and let's get after some big bench press numbers.